Okay, in our final part here, we're going to put some pencil to paper and talk about some hard numbers. So let's get started with that. One of the first questions, or one of the questions you should be asking yourself at this point is, how quickly might you be able to expand your team? And this was a question that actually my wife had when we were early on getting started with our Scentsy business, and she came up with this idea of, well, if I could add one a month to frontline consultant, and then I trained them to add one a month, and we all continued along that way for the balance of a year, I could probably have 40 or 50 people on my team in 12 months, right? And so I said, my response was, I'm not sure. Let me run the numbers. So I did that, and it was very fascinating what I discovered. And we actually put a name to this idea. We call it the downline multiplier effect because it was pretty amazing what it was telling us. So let's take a look. So it starts here with you. This is your Scentsy business. And like I said, if let's say in month 1 you added one new recruit, and then in month 2 they added one and you added one, and then in month 3 those 3 people are on your team, they each added one and you added one, and you could see then by month 3 you would have 7 on your team. So if you extrapolate that out a little bit further, let's go to month 5. You can see at month 5 you would have 31 on your team, and you would have added how many yourself? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so really if you look at this based on the concepts of breadth and depth that we've been talking about, this is your breadth, right? This is this line. These are your frontline consultants here that you've added to your team, and then all of these here is your depth, right? That's this aspect of your business or your team. Okay? All right? So you can see exponentially, and that's really the key point here, is how this compounds over time and grows. So if you were to carry this out for a year, where let's say you're going to add 12 here, okay, yourself, and then each one of those that you recruit, and that your recruits recruit, and your recruits recruit, and so on and so forth, all are adding one a month, you can see at the end of 1 year you would have over 4,000 people on your team. Now, I'm not suggesting that this is how it's going to go for you, but what I do want to impress upon you is how quickly the power of compounding and multiplying can have on how fast your team can grow, and the impact on that to your business is astronomical. So these kinds of numbers are not impossible to do, and I wanted you to understand this key compounding effect. All right, now let's talk about the real numbers, applying some real numbers here. This is a calculator we put together that up here reiterates the minimum requirements, the 3 minimum requirements you have to have here, okay? And then it calculates them down here. So this one ties to here, this one ties to here, and this one ties to here, okay? So the idea being that as you meet the minimum requirements, these no's over here turn to yeses. Okay, so if you put in here $500 in PRSV, which is the minimum requirement, that no turns to a yes. If you get your 3 active frontline here, this no turns to a yes. And if you get your $10,000 in GWV here, then this no turns to a yes. And as we know now, all 3 of these have to be yeses in order for you to have met the minimum requirements for being a director. Okay, so let's let's actually bring up the spreadsheet, and this is available out on the Yahoo group. Another reason, obviously, why you want to be on the Yahoo group. This is available for you out there. And let me actually bring it up. Okay, and we'll plug in some numbers. Okay, so let's say that you do have 3 active front lines. See how that turns to yes. Let's say you make $495 or $450, just to make it easy there, since I mistyped. $450, and you can see, oh, that stays a no. Put in $500, turns to a yes. Okay, so 2 of the 3 requirements have been met. Third one then is group wholesale volume, which has to be at 10,000, as you'll remember. So how are you going to achieve that? Well, also remember that wholesale volume is different from retail volume because it's less the commission. So notice here it's applying $500 of your personal retail sales volume. $375 of that is actually applied to your GWV. And the same will be true of the PRSV of every member on your team. Okay, so let's say you've got 10 people on your team, and on average you see them selling $400 a month. Okay, you can see your GWV here then is going to be at $3,375. Not quite there. So where do you have to get you there? Well, let's say next month everybody adds 1. So you now have doubled your team. You now have 20. And let's say we're heading into prime selling season, and that number's average selling is going to go to 650. Oh, magically you're there. Okay, so you can see there's lots of iterations of how you could get there. Maybe you only have 15 people on your team, but they're all just dynamite sellers and they're doing $750 a month. And oh, by the way, you're going to have a big month and do $2,500 on your own. That gets you there as well. So this calculator allows you to plug in all kinds of different combinations of what may happen or could happen, and do kind of a what if analysis. Well, what if my team did this or I did that? Would that get me there? So it's a fun little tool to play with, and it will help you drive home the 3 minimum key requirements that you have to achieve to reach director status. All right, so that's it. I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward very much to adding you as a director to our team. And if there's anything Danette or myself can do to help you achieve that goal, please just let us know. All right, take care now.